throw by Mitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
Injured Bear on the field is Akeem Hicks.
Cousins loses the football, strip sack, and a takeaway.
Bears our life.
Who else but Khalil Mack?
Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft talks and the smartest man alive. Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft talk and the smartest man alive. Ran up with the true analysis you expect. Raw passion for the show. Bear fans get nothing less. Locked in with real emotion and passion for every play. Coach Phil gonna bring that range, but in with facts my shade. Post game show like nothing else you're gonna hear. Some can try to copy, but a bucket's not sincere. Delivering the truth on what just happened, to be clear. That's why we're on TV, so you can see it, not just hear. Hey, yo, with draft Dr. Phil, you know it's always hit sticks. Splitting double teams like 96 Akeem Hicks. You can tell the shit matters. A bit love can be felt. Critical of Nagy cause the talent he's been dealt. As our life keeps growing, Shane's all knowing. Delivering the truth on how the QB's throwing. Dimes on time or just lacking fundamental. Whatever the case, we get hot like Cecil. Fiery discussions on what happened in the game. This ain't your daddy's postgame, don't expect a fucking flame. Not for the average fan, a loss they can't survive.
But don't you worry.
Bears Our Live.
Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with their boys draft talk and the smartest man alive.
The Red Legend,
Bears our life.
Dr. Phil
Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft talk and the smartest man alive. Bears our life. Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after
The Tape Never Lies Network.
This is Bears Hour Live.
This team did it. They're making me a Philadelphia Eagles fan today, guys. Can't believe it. 33-27 Chicago Bears go up into Minnesota. Major question marks still loom with this defense. We're starting to see some life on offense, I guess I should say. But we're starting to see what we need to see on offense. I'm not a big believer in what Minnesota does, so we still have to keep that in the back of our heads. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but we're seeing David Montgomery be featured and him still continue to eat up yardage and get in the end zone. But this is a big one. These guys got to keep on continuing to do it. Got Jacksonville coming up, and they got to keep their eyes on that and not overlook it to Green Bay, because if they keep on going, we all know that that's where it's going to come down to is Green Bay, Week 17 in Chicago. All eyes are going to be on this defense. All eyes are going to be on Mitch Trubisky. All eyes are going to be on Matt Nagy in a Week 17 possible showdown. But you can't look at that game yet. You got to move past this one. Set your sights on Jacksonville. Go down there, handle business. Chicago Bears, big win today. Big game from number 32. That's what we've been waiting for this offense to turn the reins over to him, let him eat. But I'm also going to turn the thing over here to Draft Dr. Phil, and we're going to listen to a little bit of positivity, I think, maybe. Just a little bit. You never know. In his rant after a big win here in Chicago.
What's up, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen? Big win against a division rival. That's what it's about, football. The element of fundamentals was showcased out there on the football field today, led by number 10, who's had a lot of hate, who's had a lot of emotional moments, I'm sure, looking in the mirror, having to find his own identity within a team that's coached in turmoil and chaos. When I look at this football game and you're going up against a known opponent that you have gone up against and lost and probably should have won, but you lost. You're asking your players to step up. And it's unfortunate because I've been on the record by putting my actual name to the tape studies that I do here at the network. I don't hide behind falsehoods or phone calls. I put my name to it, and I identified the identity long ago, and it started with number 32. And when you look at this football team and all of the story, you're having a chance at hope. You have that person on the ground that's trying to breathe air. They're choking. Do you sit there with your fucking camera and watch it and film it, or you step in and help out? The real people, what I've discovered, this world is full of easy decisions, demon people. Not many people are willing to step up to the occasion. Today I saw number 32 step up to the occasion. Number 10 step up to the occasion. And despite Matt Nagy's inability, unwillingness to discover the run, maybe Bill Lazor did it for him, and Cordero Patterson's injury is the impetus for you to discover your identity. But every person that's watching this show or is a fan of Shane and this network and myself knows who the fuck is saying this shit should be done all the time. You want to see good Mitch? Boo. You want to see good Mitch? Run the ball. Action off it. Get off center. Get under center. These are documented. This isn't, let's just speak it now and board that train. That's why we have almost 500 patrons. That's why I sound like a fucking maniac sometimes, because I know the remedy to win the game is like somebody in the chat saying I'm fucking shadow calling plays, because that's what I saw out there. This is your opponent. They're down players. Attack them physically. Set the tone. And you did it. I've been saying this about 32 every week on the tape. Never lies. It's no secret how good this motherfucker is. He'll get in your face with balance, drive. He doesn't go down. He's got great hands. I think the only person on the team with better hands is Darnell Mooney than number 32. Show me where he's dropped the ball. I think he's got one drop in his career. One fumble in his career. I don't want to jinx the kid. You get that kind of consistency there as a head coach. You got to define that for your team. And then challenge them. Eddie Jackson, the big soft bum. Challenge them. Although you did save the game at the end. I'll give you that. But tackling. You destroyed this team. Those of you hating Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn, Phil was right. Shane was right. Don't fucking jump on the narrative with these fucking clowns. The reality of football is one in the trenches. I don't defend anybody that doesn't need defending. I defend people that are being falsely accused. This offensive line, even Charles Leno, Shane, as I said at the halftime, came out there and fired out and played with passion. We said this is Nagy's last stand. Well, the team responded. And that's what you want to see from your football team. You go up to Minnesota, you take Kirk Cousins by the fucking throat, and you throw his ass down. And then you challenge every person in there. This can't be one and done. You got to play the shitty Jags next week. You don't go down to their level. You don't celebrate this win. You celebrate together. And that is my rant. Got some new music, Shane, this week. Got to shout out my boy, Tyrone Jackson. Making us some music, Shane.
There you go. Yeah, it's nice. We didn't go full blown positivity there, but at least we got a little bit
positive in there.
Yeah, it's nice.
We can't be celebrating things that aren't. We don't do that on this network.
No.
Sometimes I get caught in it.
Never will either. Exactly. Not on my watch.
We keep saying things for years, and I really depend on people like Michael Imes and Edwin Lopez and Otis Nichols to be my voice, or Costantino over in Greece, to be my voice, because I see people saying exactly what I've said for fucking, sorry, Shane, for fucking 3 years, and now they're saying it like they're the only ones that fucking said it. I'm tired of it. This network is not going to go anywhere but to the top. You run the ball, give him feed this guy, right, Shane? We saw this against the Giants. Yeah. This is your fucking ticket to the playoffs. You got a great defense, great talent. You got to run the ball and help Mitch discover the passing game off action. Give him that half field. Give him the
just not the JP Holtz. Just not the JP Holtz.
Could we talk about that? Like, let's get the negative out of the way.
I mean, I know you have PI could have been called on there for Allen Robinson, but
I saw it. I didn't even see it during.
Yeah, I mean, Phil, it's I don't know, man.
Oh my God.
That was.
What's the decision?
You loved everything that you were seeing up to that point. You know, I had no problem with any of it, and he went to unleash, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
There, though. Like,
yeah, no, I get it, man.
One thing, the matchup you need is freaking inside. Why can't you just run inside? Just drives me crazy. But the decision by Mitch, listen, I'm a big proponent of this. If I was the head coach and I made that call, I'm going to the stage and I'm saying that's on me. Shouldn't have been thrown there. And how the fuck did I have JP Holtz in the game? I don't care what level of football you play on. Awful. Then let's get rid of this. Cousins, 2 yards across the line of scrimmage before the half, throwing the football in the end zone. These two fucking clowns, Myers and Jennings, don't even talk about that. And thankfully, Smith drops the ball. But the reality is, the ref, you're right there. Then you get the fucking Victoria's Secret models out there playing defense, and they call a phantom pass interference. It wouldn't even be called in that fucking women's league of football. How that penalty there on Kendall
Vildor. Yeah, it's awful.
That was the worst interference call. It sustained their drive, gave them momentum, and made this game closer than it should be. Now, one thing I want to clear up. Great defense. Yes, you have a great defense. Are they playing like it? Let's not be dumb here. That's what I'm talking about. The Bears have a great defense. They're not playing like it. That's why we get so fired up. They're not finishing assignments in the secondary. That's the issue right now. Anybody want to challenge that? Let's go to the Patreon channel, sign up, and watch the defensive breakdown. You challenged on Quinn. You said he's a fucking bust, the most overrated. What were they saying, Shane? The worst signing in Ryan Pace's history, Robert Quinn.
Yeah.
Complete narrative false. Mike Glennon takes that, and there's about 6 more. Then you got Khalil Mack doesn't hustle. That's fucking ridiculous. The guy has 2 shins. I was talking to a player this week. They can't even believe Mack is playing. I'm putting breaking news here. 2 shin splints, a shoulder injury, and a swollen knee. He's out there playing hard. In fact, the Brent Urban play, Shane?
Yep.
Let's talk about what they were trying to do. They were trying to get Mack to suck up in there and be aggressive on Cousins. But Max played sound football. He saw the tight end coming, knew the play, and carried the tight end with him and let Brett Urban be contained. And Mack and Urban stopped them on 4th and 1, which they tried to run that action. That's how disciplined those things. That didn't hit the stat book, Shane.
No. Phil, where was your confidence level when you saw that interception by Mitch with this defense? You know, I mean, I had been texting you guys, or maybe it was a tweet. I can't remember exactly, but that offense needed to put 7 on the board there. That was the way that I felt. Going up by 6 to me wasn't going to do it. Thankfully, it all worked out. But then, I mean, that turnover down there is just, I mean. Yes, I understand it's a trickle down, personnel, play call, whatever. end of the day, Mitch Trubisky can't make that throw.
That was
he just can't. He can't.
I totally
and
agree.
I know that there's going to be the truthers or whatever you want to call yourself. Everything. It's not a one person issue. It's not. Just because you want to hold Mitch accountable, and I know there's going to be people out there that hear that and say that you're piling on and you're looking for one thing. It's a part of the process. It's a very, very big deal. Mitch should have been better there, but there was a lot. I saw a difference in the mentality of Mitchell Trubisky today in terms of his running, in terms of when he was in the pocket, making the passes filled down the field in rhythm.
confidence.
Yeah, leading the guys so they can make a play, so they can continue their run. Those little things all matter. I just hated to see that interception down there by Mitch.
It sucks because it ruins what I was ready to rant about and give him all this credit, really. That was my gut in this game, that the Bears were going to go down there, they were going to score a touchdown, and they didn't. They did it. And the thing that just pisses me off is JP Holtz in the game there. So it makes it even more befuddled.
Phil, we talked about him not even deserving a roster spot, and I still maintain that. It's true.
I say it every week. He was my bear down last week.
Yeah.
He can't even do what he's assigned or on a roster to do. Yet, listen, whose fault is it that he's on the field? It ain't Mitch's fault. Mitch played a great fucking game today.
Yeah.
That shit decision, I can't let it ruin what I saw, and I won't, but it needs to, obviously.
And Phil, one thing I think we need to put out there, and I see this catching fire on social media. Yes, Bill Lazor is calling the plays, but let's not fool yourselves. I mean, if you're calling out the play and you're talking about Matt Nagy, the first thing a lot of people are doing are defaulting and say, "Oh, you idiot! You don't realize that Bill Lazor's calling plays." Did you guys not see the fucking press conferences this week? You don't think that Matt Nagy is heavily influenced in each and every play and decision that's made during the game? Just go back and listen to Bill Lazor and see where his confidence level is in speaking out on this offense. If you don't think that Matt Nagy...
I can imitate it for you. Would you like?
Go ahead.
You'll have to talk to the head coach about that. So if Shane asked me, I'm Bill Lazor or Phil Atosha, I'm calling plays. The head coach told that, right? Go ahead, ask. Are you calling plays? My answer is simple. Yes, I'm calling plays. And I'm going out there and we are going to attack this football. It's a guy that's calling plays, unequivocally him, he is not going,
right.
You'll have to talk. Shut the fuck up. Listen, we don't do rumors or narratives here. The reality is what is on the tape and what we see in the game. You might see something different. Like one of my buddies is seeing Khalil Mack effort being questioned today. I didn't see that at all. I didn't see Khalil Mack not once loaf. I saw Akeem Hicks loaf. Ooh. I saw him playing like shit where I would have fucking pulled him out of the game.
I agree, Phil.
Gave him a fucking earful.
I was very disappointed in 96.
Yes. I saw Eddie Jackson playing like fucking the same fucking thing. I even said it. It's documented. Go fucking pull Eddie out of the game. I don't care. Put Crawford in. Put fucking what's his name who had the fucking interception, the special teamer at the end. What's his name? McManus. Put him at safety. Send a message of accountability to get this fucking team's. You know how you hit that fucking thing? I forget what it is, astronometer or some shit. Bing! And fucking. You need to get them back in that rhythm of who they are. Because right now, if you allow guys like Eddie Jackson loafing and taking
Phil, he took off on that. They had that one dump off to Cook. Eddie Jackson had the perfect angle at him. He thought he was going to go out. He thought Cook was going to run out of bounds, and he didn't. And so Eddie Jackson pulled up, and then he realized that he didn't go out of bounds. And by that point, I mean, Cook was up the field for 10 or 12 more yards. But
Tuning fork. Thank you, HL Priest.
you were epically wrong. But
I'm sorry, but you're right. He's taking plays out there off. He's an issue. We focus on the reality. I'm not coming out here with pom-poms, okay? I'm not doing that. I'm a realistic person that just relies on the tape. The same pattern of Nagy continued. Let's go back and think of this. 19 yards, Montgomery, okay? What happens? The very next play, Cordarrelle Patterson's in the game. Walter Payton gets 19 yards. Is fucking Neil Anderson going in? No fucking way. If Dalvin Cook gets 19 yards on the first play, he's not tired, folks. He's not hurt. He's not tired. This isn't like the fourth quarter. He gets 19 and okay, I'm going to give my guy a rest. This is the first play of the game. It's like last week, 80-yard touchdown run. The next year, so Nagy was doing it. So don't start championing this shit that Nagy, he lucked in. It's almost like we have to luck into injury to get the right thing to happen. And that's the truth. That's the truth. And that's why I'm such a big proponent of moving on from this coach, because that game right there, Pagano's at fault too, Shane. But I'll say this. That
100%.
game should have been 35-15, maybe 35-12.
Totally agree.
The Bears beat the shit out of this team, and it becomes closer. Phil,
I'm holding Pagano more accountable. Quite honestly, he's got a lot more. He's got a lot more bullets to fucking work with on that defense. I mean, you're not talking about potential on the defense. You're talking about all pro level fucking talent that's being paid. And I mean, you're seeing him on a fucking 2nd and 19, and Fuller's 15 fucking yards playing. But it's terrible. I just will never understand it.
When that happened, I'm like, what are you doing? It's so simple how to attack this defense when you're in those critical third downs. It's like you're going to motion and you're going to wait to see if the field corner is going to stay pressed back. So he's at 9 yards.
Yeah.
That point, you have to know they're seeing what you're doing, and that's Kyle Fuller. So they brought their Thielen's out here. So they got twins. Then they bring them in motion, and you want to see that corner come up. Then you know that you are going to have to make a different decision. If that corner stays off, then that's where you're going. So now you're going to bring someone back over there, force him off, and he's wide open because the nickel can't get over there. This is what teams have done to you. The Packers destroyed you with that. You have to do something different, Pagano, in order to help your team. I thought Shelley showed toughness, effort. He was in there. He made a couple key plays, Shelley Duke, tackling in the open field. That one.
Yeah, we talked about
Dalvin
it at the halftime show, man.
That first one with Cousin. Go ahead. You could talk about that. That was a big play.
Yeah, it was, because, Phil, you couldn't ask him to do anything different on that play. It was textbook exactly what you want. They threw the flag. We talked about it at halftime. I didn't expect them to pick it up, I'll be quite honest. But they did. They
said it at the halftime.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you aren't a patron member, get over there. What are you waiting for? Become a patron member. You want to see the real analysis and the breakdowns of the tape, because I just teach the tape. I let you see what I put up there and show you the truth. So there's no equation that you could then turn around and say, well, you could do this to get to that equation. That's not how football works in regards to video and breakdown. There's no way, well, you could be and translate it for yourself. I'm trying to show you exactly why something happened. That's what you do. And hopefully you become a subscriber, because we're close to 500. And hopefully you guys, www.thetapeneverlies.com, as we wait for the head coach, you become a patron this week on Keeping It 100, the Christmas show. That's going to be on Tuesday night, and it's going to be all patrons that are going to be on there. 12 patrons, like 12 days of Christmas. We got some exciting stories to share. obviously talking about this game and the upcoming game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the playoffs are in the grasp. The playoffs are in the grasp. Thank you, Sir Aria, for joining this morning. Look at that. Right, breaking news. This kid joined this morning. There you go. Shane, I got to talk about this. There's players that step up in the games and they don't get enough credit sometimes. One of those is one of my boys, John Jenkins.
Ooh,
Thought he played.
huge.
You called him out.
Yeah.
Called him out last week. 3 plays. He had the tip pass.
Yep.
He had the 4th down stop. And he also had the big tackle in the open field on the screen play that would have been a big play had he not gotten over there. These are the things that baffle me because these players, Urban, Mario Edwards, these under the John Jenkins, are making these plays. Mingo has made plays. And you should be more aggressive, Pagano, and you're not. Because it's not like...
Especially when you see the offense holding up their end of the bargain, like you said, Phil. If the offense...
Bilal Nichols. He's just... That was one of my favorite draft picks.
Yep.
Shane could tell you. I was all over this guy. But, yeah, Bilal Nichols has been the man, too. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
No. I'm just saying that I think early on when this offense, I mean, you couldn't rely on anything on this offense. So you saw Pagano just default to being soft and being very, very passive with the defense. But Phil, we saw today, every time the Bears got the ball, pretty much, they were scoring. It was going to be a field goal. They were scoring touchdowns. And at that point, when you see that, you have to crank up the aggressive meter with this defense because you have the horses for it. You have the horses for it. And let's not undersell. You want to talk about unsung heroes and people stepping up. I mean, I hope Eddie Piñeiro's got his fucking luggage packed.
Oh my God, yes.
Because Phil, I mean, these announcers were trying to end the streak. They were using every anecdote possible to try to get it to end. And Santos just goes out there, big nuts, stone cold, knocking them through every single kick. I mean, they're like, "Ooh, this one's a 48-yarder, and he's got 22 in a row," and they're trying it, and boom, it's right there. Splits the uprights. He's a big part of another reason why you can be even more aggressive with this defense because you have a kicker that's the hottest in the NFL at his craft. He's the best kicker in the NFL right now. I mean, right now, just on his streak. Yeah.
Pro Bowl votes for him.
Oh, my God. 100%.
Everybody in the 100 crew, you need to go put a Pro Bowl vote for that kid. Shane, he took the words right out of my brain. I wanted to make sure in my notes, Cairo Santos was talk about being clutch on the road and making these kicks to put the game and always put you up by 2 possessions. Those kickers that are clutch like that.
How big was that to extend the lead?
Oh my God! It was huge.
I mean, you saw what happened at the end of the game. I mean, because quite honestly, Phil, I know you'll break it down a little bit more. The Vikings weren't that far off from scoring a touchdown there. If you really want to break it down, I'll tell you that.
Jackson saves a game there because Charlie Johnson is going to come down with that football.
Yeah.
I saw somebody in the chat, and I'm not going to blame you. He's got to be batting that down. I said the same thing, but the reality was when you look at that play, he turns and can't get high enough to extend to come down. So you need to tip it out of the guy's possession. He's about to get possession. So Eddie Jackson, for all his warts in this game, and believe me, he doesn't get a free pass. I am going to give him credit, though.
Commanding the offense.
We got the coach.
David ran his tail off. The offensive line blocked. The tight ends, the wide receivers made big catches. And a credit to our coaching staff. So I love the way that went.
Again, if you guys want to watch the coach without our comments,
I thought
go watch it on the Bears.com channel.
Crucial situations in this
Here
game
we
where if
talk
they don't make
about
those,
what the coach
it could be a different outcome. They're fighters. and they care a lot.
That will never
we had
change.
A couple guys out today, and I thought the young guys came in and played well. Those 2 4th and 1s that we had were huge stops. Credit to the coaching staff for getting those guys right there, and then special teams wise, again for Cairo to go 4 for 4, for CP to kind of tough it out through a little bit of an injury, and just field position wise, I thought was good. So it's exciting for us right now. We know we have 2 more guaranteed for us, and we feel good about all that. So with that, I'll go ahead.
I don't think we punted at all today.
First up, Pat Finley.
To be perfectly honest, I don't think there was one punt.
Matt, how much did Cairo's
Cairo first
contribute to your game plan there in the fourth quarter? Twice you run the ball to set up that field goal.
It's not game
how
plan,
different is it coaching with that sort of
play
confidence
calls
in your guy?
Yeah, it's big because you look at where you're at in that position, and Harrison Smith made a great play. He shot the gap, and it was a tough block for Cole. If Cole gets that block, we're running around the edge. We had that play schemed up and ready for that situation, so we all felt good about that. But Harrison's a Pro Bowl player, and he's a vet. He's a savvy vet, and he made a good play. I thought Mitch did a good job of not losing 4 or 5 yards and just getting up in there, north and south. And so, we're in a position right now when that happens that you feel very confident with your kicker, and he's proven us that he's going to make those. And so as far as where you're at in certain situations, it definitely helps out with some of the play calling, but not all of it.
Yeah.
Adam Hogue.
Should, right? I mean, it's simple.
Matt, what did you specifically like about how Mitch ran the offense today? I think at one point you had 6 straight drives where you got points. You didn't.
Remind
actually 7 to 8
coach that
all the way the rest of
not
the game,
him
except for
calling
the
the plays
interception.
anymore. Hopefully.
But then on the interception,
see how
what
he
was
handles
supposed
it.
to happen there? Because it was a little weird seeing Holtz out. Not weird.
Yes.
Different seeing Holtz
There you
outside.
go,
and
Adam.
it was a little confusing about
There
where
you
the pass
go.
was actually going.
Why is
why
is
it was
JP
great to
on
see the way that he ran the offense all day today, in decision making with these nakeds getting onto the edge, and it's a stress to the defense with the moving parts, and I think he's doing a really good job.
We haven't figured it out
just
yet.
commanding
That it
and
stresses
making
the
good
defense.
decisions.
Having
He
Mitch
made
do
some nice
that.
throws over the middle. The wide receivers and tight ends made some great catches, run after the catch. So all of that right now is a little bit of our identity that we're clicking with, and so we'll continue to keep that
A
going.
little of his
mixing
identity.
in some different
You're
things
talking
and
about a
keeping
guy
defenses on
worried
the
about
field.
his
So
job. Answering
you see when
that
he has to throw the
question
ball 21 times, and we're able to run the ball with 1 running back for 32 attempts, it makes offense a lot easier, and it's effective. In regards to that final play there, that interception, we emptied them out, and we now JP was in there replacing Demetrius Harris, who's usually.
Well, maybe you should have put another receiver in the
So,
game, jackass.
We'll have to ask. We'll go back and watch the tape, but we have some advantage throws that we like, and I'm not sure if the ball kind of got away from him a little bit, if he was going to A-Rob and the ball just kind of floated. I thought the corner made a good job. He fell off. And obviously, I know that bothered Mitch on that play, but we were able to
Demetrius
get that
Harris
stop
was hurt,
series
Shane.
and go
That's
down
why
and,
JP was
and,
out there.
get points.
Instead of putting
Colin
Riley
Lincoln.
Ridley,
Yeah.
like a fucking normal.
Hey, Matt, how would you
football coach
describe
would do.
how David Montgomery
Let's
played
put
today?
JP,
And
who's a
what
fucking
specifically did you like
glorified
about his 14-yard
nobody.
touchdown run?
Fucking
Yeah, that
dumb,
14-yard touchdown run was awesome because he runs so hard. He's
was
really,
awesome.
really
I-
hard to bring
I
down.
don't know
one
our
guy.
identity,
He runs
but-
with just extreme
Jesus
passion.
Christ.
The guys love that. We're feeding off of him. I mean, you guys need to see
They're feeding
the
off
way
him.
that he practices every day. I mean, he just finishes every run down to the goal line and comes on.
But
back
let
for the
me
next
get
play.
Cordova
He
up
cares so
better
much,
today.
and the big O line are blocking their tails off for him, and it's just we're in.
Let me
sync
say
with
this
tight
right
ends
now while it's
getting
fresh
in
in
there
my
and
head.
blocking the wide receiver.
If you're in
their nose in there and
practice
blocking.
saying
It's an
that,
unselfish
as a
offense
head
right now,
coach,
which I like.
what he's saying right
And
now,
it
and then you
starts
turn around when
in
it
a
comes to the
like
game
today,
time and don't
with the
use
big
it or give him
O-line, and then
11
with David
carries.
following behind him.
The issue is you.
Jeff Dickerson.
The issue is you, asshole.
And Matt, to that point on Montgomery, if you guys are going to close this out, finish out on a run here, how important is it going to be for him to keep playing at the level he's playing at? It seems like you said you guys are feeding off him. It seems like when he's running like this, it just opens up endless possibilities for you guys on offense.
It is. You have to be able to, you get down in games like this. You have to be able to run the football.
JP
you
has
have
been
to be able
horrible
to
for
keep
2
them
years.
off balance with play actions. When you're in the drop back game, whether it's on third down or first or second, you got to be efficient with pass pro. And so I don't know what our average was on first or second down running the ball, but it felt pretty good. And when you're able to get chunks on first or second, against this defense on third down, these guys are unbelievable on third down. And one of the things that we said all week long was, if we win third down, we will have a great chance at winning this game. And I have to look down here at the numbers, but it looks like we were 6 for 12 on third down against this defense.
If
and
anybody wins third down,
so
have a great chance.
It starts with the run game, and our guys did a great job.
Kind of important, Coach.
Kind of important, Coach.
Donnie,
he unearthed that all by himself, Phil.
Oh my God! How many mocks did he do?
Jason Leisure.
Matt, it looked like you were contributing some defensive coaching there on that Hail Mary. I saw you conferring with Chuck and yelling something.
Yeah, that's what a head coach should do.
What was your input? What was on your mind on that final play?
Well, it's important in those times to let these defensive coaches know what you're thinking from an offensive perspective. So for me to be able to tell them, hey, listen, they have this much time left. Here's what they could do. Here's what they're going to be looking to do. And then I don't tell him what to do, but I just tell him from the offensive perspective what he's thinking or what they should be thinking. And then they go ahead and make the calls. And so I thought that he made the right call, and then our guys have to execute. We practice
how many carries you think Montgomery would have?
Situation. Several of them.
If
so it was good
or Daryl didn't get
fruition.
You were yelling to a player too, I think.
That's what I want to know.
To do what?
You looked like you were yelling to a player on the field. Something.
We were just talking through some technique of how we want that guy to play. To make sure that we protect.
You know what, Coach? Running the ball helps you
15.
get to the point of your identity.
Man,
It'll help you win.
About Mitch in this kind of
Jesus
new
Christ,
new
get a
scheme
fucking
and
fullback.
How does it help David though? How has David benefited from this style of offense?
Well, it's big because you have the threat of Mitch getting out onto the edge, and then the play actions. You got to keep him off balance with that. So it's all working in sync right now. All three parts of that are good. And then when we get down in the red zone, you lose a little bit of that field. They have an extra defender with the back end line. So we want to be efficient there. And probably would have liked to maybe have a couple more touchdowns.
You had man-to-man coverage.
Position. We didn't.
The play
Cairo
before.
pulled us out of it with some good field goals.
And he runs RPO
right
and Mitch
now,
makes the wrong
when
read.
you watch it, I mean,
you got man-to-man. Lob the ball up to fucking Graham and score there.
Brad Biggs.
Mitch made the wrong read.
Hey, Matt, I'd like to know when in the week you made the decision to take the ball if you won the coin toss, kind of why and what went into that.
Question, Biggs.
Can you recall the last time you said I'll take the ball?
He didn't default to the defense, Phil, like we talked about.
He didn't.
So it was
kind of is because
it was probably the middle of the week. And you just kind of think through different situations, and we talk about it, and I just know that right now it just seemed like the right thing to do. Now I look back at it, and like we went 3 and out, so
took his Greek diner
the right
menu.
Decision, but
I shredded
it was just something for us to change it up.
Run
a little
the
bit
ball
and,
with David.
It's just what we ended up doing.
Yeah.
Last one for Coach JJ.
I would love
Matt,
to
we've
take
talked to you
over
the
your
years
job,
about,
Matt, because I know this
wanting
team is
Mitch's
better than
eyes
me.
to be where your eyes are. Over the last couple of games, has that been something you've seen out of him, that his eyes are going where your eyes are going on these plays?
Yeah, he's doing a good job with that. He's in a place right now throughout the weeks where he's just really, as we've talked about, we're all collaborating, talking through schematics of what, the plays and what we like, what he feels good with. And not that we haven't been doing that before, but you can obviously see that some of the stuff is a little different. And so it's fitting us and it's working. And so what we got to do now is just make sure that we don't get stale with it and that we always try to stay one step ahead of these defenses, because you start having tendencies in what you do. And so we want to help him out. We want to help our offense out. And I want to credit our coaching staff on offense for really, working through all this, staying together, and all of us just having a lot of input. That part's been good.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Take care.
All right, Coach. There you have it, Shane. Coach Nagy. Coach Nagy. I just get upset because things that are so simple to see.
Yeah, it's all over this franchise, Phil, unfortunately.
You got this kid that's so talented. Get a fullback in here for him. I don't care if you don't run the eye. Get a fullback in.
Oh, look who's up in the presser. I can see the smile on Claude's face right now.
Claude's in a dark room, and we still could see his smile because of the next guy they're going to interview. It's crazy. But the reality for me, real quick, though, before we get to, are we going to listen to Mooney or no?
Yeah, but you can, if you want to for a couple minutes, yeah.
Couple minutes. He has not dropped the ball.
No.
And that's really something to be said. He's also so aggressive for his size.
He's slippery, man.
He is slippery. Yes, update. Claudio is in the building producing the show today, Claudio. Bring your guy on. Where is he?
We can definitely do better, but it's good to be on a positive part on the offensive side.
Mo Mooney. Claudio's favorite.
Darnell, you know, I think human nature would make people feel pretty down going through what you guys went through, especially with the offense struggling. What's that confidence level like? What are you guys feeling like on the sideline and in the huddle with the way you guys are going now?
We're very mentally strong on offense. I would have to say the whole team, actually. I mean, it's been a crazy season, and but I mean, it definitely gives us a lot of confidence from coming from practice of just everything looking way smoother. And just doing it in the game, executing wise. So we definitely have that confidence, and it's gonna look well.
If you're saying this, like Andrew Brown, they have good pieces to build on. That's why we've been.
When you guys were on that run, I think it was
get rid of Nagy more than pace.
What's just the confidence like in the huddle, and what
just honest
Mitch saying to you guys during
honest,
that
real
stretch?
talk.
He was just giving us the confidence and stuff. Everything was feeding off him and Sam. Just coming off
Mustafa getting a shout. See it?
Just pushing confidence.
Everything feeding off him and Sam.
You know, hey, let's
talk about Mustafa
first down. Like, just
I'll
being like
Mustafa's playing
the
hard
plays of the drive. Like, you know, you have those certain plays. Where like, hey, we got to get this.
Facebook user go StreamYard.com/Facebook. Check in, give them your names. We know who
as
you
an
are.
offense, when you guys see David Montgomery, pulling 2-3 guys into an end zone, what kind of energy does that give you guys as a whole?
This is called a layup question.
You always know
business.
He's gonna run through either 2 or 3 guys, regardless of who is around.
You see,
David's a monster.
David carrying 4 guys.
He's gonna.
You know what? I get pissed off. I wish I would have got a ball passed to me.
Pat Finley.
What is he gonna say there? Come on, ask him something real.
What does the possibility of a playoff berth do for everybody's energy level?
They're pissed, Pat. You moron.
You know what? Right now we feel like we're in playoffs right now, so that's our mindset of just
order pizzas,
being in that playoff mindset,
play Madden
just
24/7,
not losing.
That's what it does.
So
why do they ask
what goes on throughout the season? We're just gonna try to finish it out and have the other team do their thing, so we can.
When this kid is better,
Zach Pearson,
physically blocking than JP Holt.
Hey Darnell, are you noticing defensive backs kind of
Holt
respecting
shouldn't be on your
a little
team.
more? And if so, what do you have to do differently in terms of?
That's Zach Pearson.
That's our boy Zach Pearson.
In the beginning of the season, they were respecting it well, and then they seen that I can run routes as well. So now I'm just giving them my speed off rip, letting them know it's still there. So you're still gonna have to respect it regardless. And then I'll probably run something quick. So I put it all together and use my quickness and my speed at the same time.
One more for Darnell. JJ.
Darnell, that juke move you had near the sideline, how did you pull that off without going out of bounds?
Yeah, that was a slippery one.
Which way? The right? The left?
Going right to
this
left.
kid is great.
I'm not even remembering.
I don't even remember.
He's got to review the tape. He's got to review the
tape. I tried to
tape.
juke him, but he held on too long. I'm not even knowing which one you're talking about.
How many plays I played? I don't even remember. People telling me, how did the fuck did you do
Thanks,
that?
Darnell.
Thank you.
I don't even fucking remember what play you're talking about. And those are the good ones that do that. This kid is slippery. He's tenacious. He's focused. He's tough. Like I said, this isn't bullshit. I've put up tape where Darnell Mooney's in motion, leading up B gap, filling on a strong safety or a linebacker with more technique and fundamentals than your entire offensive line and your fullback. Listen, real quick, when we on this network harp on fundamentals, when my father comes on and talks about it, when we're talking about it, when you see my tape breakdowns and I'm very hard and people are like, well, listen, I'll tell you a quick story, then we'll get to our guests. A karate instructor was 5'3", shorter than me, Shane. Okay? Our Hofstra captain, left tackle, was 6'7", 348 pounds. He is in this martial arts class, and the martial arts teacher is talking about fundamentals and techniques. And this guy is a polished left tackle, captain, blah, blah, blah. Got NFL aspirations. So the guy asks him at 5'3" to come at him and give everything you got. I will take you down no matter what you do. The guy conceitedly is laughing. I don't want to do that. Now everybody's watching. Now the Mr. Miyagi type is laughing at him. No, I'm telling you, you'll get an A if you take me down. Guy comes at him. Boom! He has him down in 1 fucking second. 1 second. Takes him down because he's practicing fundamental fucking techniques against the human body. This is a sport where fundamentals will win out when you're dealing with professional athletes that are all talented physically and with that kind of passion. That's why we preach on it. That's why the details of this coaching staff drive me insane. I wanted to just get that out there because if you do fundamentally sound things, you could dominate people. You could.
One more time, Phil.
One more time. Let StreamYard see your Facebook Live comments. Planning a comment on a live video inside a Facebook group. We love your comment. You got to go over there. Let StreamYard see you. Let them know. And there you go. Is that really what it is? Or is that not in an instruction? That's what it's going to look like.
Yeah, that's what it's going to look like. You click on it, accept. It takes 10 seconds. I mean, I know we probably haven't let people know enough at this point. That's why
there's always new people coming.
Yeah.
So we got to give that an understanding. Maybe we're too hard on people, but check.
I blame the Dark Knight there.
COVID night. No, I'm sorry, Claudia. Listen, every week we bring on you 100 crew, you patrons or 100 crew fans of our show, our network, and Bears fans. We got to have hype when you come on here. Bringing on our first. Shane told me I got all the guests today, so hopefully this guest brings it, but you got to have hype.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Phil and Shane bringing on a fan to talk Bears and what just happened in the Bears game each and every week. You have to have hype.
Phil's always telling me to hype.
You can't be flat. So be ready, be prepared, and bring your passion.
I had hype coming out of my ass.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Hashtag Spencer Strong.
Those are big time fucking throws.
Big time throws today by Mitch. This is your favorite Bears post-game show, Bears Hour Live.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Wonder Girl, there she
is.
I'm here.
You're surprising me. Went from the chat, started at the chat, now you're here.
Yep.
You started from the chat, now you're in here. Look at this. You're bringing that fire to the stage.
Yes, I am. I'm happy. Man, the Bears always have my heart up in my throat. Like my heart, my like I can feel my heart beating, man.
So talk about this game today. What were your thoughts about what you saw out there?
If I was Nagy and if I was Pagano, I'm in them refs' faces and being like, "Are you kidding me? Come on!
Yes.
You gave us a delay of game and it's your fault? No, we're not taking this delay of game."
That was a huge.
That pass interference against what was it? Vildor,
yeah. Kindle Vildor.
The Vikings defender had Mooney's arm in the end zone, pulling his arm down. That should have been pass interference.
Absolutely.
These refs are blind.
Phil, real quick before we move on to more, you guys, Mitch is speaking. I would say it's probably kind of important to put him up there.
Audio's
for a few
got
minutes.
him.
Listen to him. Yeah, he's ready to go.
Just
There we
an
go.
intensity and focus that I like to see, and we're in a good spot. And we just got to keep that going.
You're allowed to
Pat Finley.
comment, Thunder Girl, when you feel it.
And I'm curious what happened in the end
That's
zone
what
on the
she said.
pick. Matt said he thought maybe the ball got away from you, but that he had wanted to ask you. So I figured I would.
Yeah, it got away from me a little bit. I thought I could make a little bit better of a throw and also a little bit better of a decision down there. That would be when I want back. Just we need a touchdown in that situation or a field goal at the least to put them away. Luckily, the defense had my back coming up with a big stop at the end.
Not
there.
making any excuses.
And my teammates had my back too. So, but that is one throw I definitely would want to have back. It didn't go exactly where I wanted it to go.
When you said better decision, was there someone else open you saw afterwards, or was it just if it's not there, throw it away?
More of a if it's not there, throw it away situation. It's got to be in a spot where either A-Rob can get it or nobody, and it sailed on me a little bit.
Steve Leventhal.
That's right. He learned. You got to learn from it. That's how you make mistakes. I hated the call. I hated the personnel.
JJ.
Mitch, over the last couple of years, we've been asking Coach Nagy about, you and his having his eyes matching on a play. So, your eyes matching where he's looking on a play. Do you feel like over the last 3 weeks that's been happening more, that you've been more in sync with what Coach Nagy and also then Coach Laser are looking at on these plays?
Yes, definitely. I would say so. I think I'm just going out there, trusting what I'm seeing, and I'm getting the ball in the right place. Of course, there's always a couple times a game where I'm on the field and I see something that happens differently than what they see in the sidelines or up on the box. But we just communicate that stuff on the sidelines, continue to improve, move forward, and have that constant communication and dialogue that helps us get better. But I definitely feel like my eyes have been in the right spot, and I'm doing what I'm coached to do and just trying to make plays for the offense.
Steve Leventhal.
Definitely playing with more heart.
Yeah, Mitch. Can you talk about David Montgomery and what it means in this offense when he outgained and outscored one of the league's premier rushers in Dalvin Cook?
Yeah, because we have a coach that doesn't run.
He runs with such great passion and will when he has the ball in his hands. And him and I both know that it all starts up front with this offensive line. The way they're playing together, coming off the line, and
I've been telling Coach, we got to run the ball more.
Well, you get David in open field, he's a special back. He's going to make guys miss. Guys are going to bounce off of him, and he runs harder than anyone I've seen in person. So it's special when he has the ball in his hands, and all 11 guys got to do our job so we can continue to spring him loose.
Perfect.
And the O-line's done a great job doing that.
Blocking until the whistle.
Adam Hogue.
Got it with David Montgomery.
And
You
Mitch,
got to
at this
block
point,
the
you
whistle.
know Mike Zimmer's defense well and what he tries to do against you. What kind of wrinkles did he throw out there for you today, and how did you feel like you handled it?
Yeah, I think they threw a couple good pressures at us on third down, but I just got the ball out quick, and we were able to get a couple third down conversions there. But for the most part,
for their pressures,
they did a good job keeping in front. I don't think they didn't want anything to get behind them, and that's where just the movements and our run game went to work. So we did a great job running the football today, staying efficient on first and second down, so we could stay out of those third down situations where they're going to show more of those funky looks, and we know that. So they're just a very sound defense. They just want to have guys in the right spot so they're able to make plays. And
it's a great post.
Their two safeties in the back end make it hard on quarterbacks.
No, Nick Foles does not win
false rotations and just jumping around and stuff like that. But I thought we did a good job. Just
are very upset
page and executing,
Mitch
and we were able to
fans,
score a good amount of points today.
Truthers are very excited.
Mitch, was this game as balanced?
He would
as
have
you can
won that
remember?
last
You know,
game
just
against
having
the
the
Vikings.
run and the pass working together hand in hand.
Probably
and
would've.
off that, how much is it benefiting you to be able to have that with David and just kind of go back and forth with the two?
It's huge. We want to be a balanced offense for sure, and I think the run plays off the pass, and the pass plays off the run really well. And but our O-line takes a lot of pride in running the football.
I've been telling Coach Nagy for
we
weeks.
have that going for us. I feel like
ball.
everything else in our offense really opens up, and especially when you're going against a Vikings defense who want to play a little more shell, too high safety today. They're asking you to run the football. So we wanted to go out there, establish the run today, and the O-line with their mindset and David with his. That we just went out there and that's what we did. But we passed when we needed to, and it was a pretty balanced game all across the board.
Dan Wiederer.
Mitch, I'm curious how you feel about Cairo right now in the hot streak that he's on.
What else is he gonna say?
He's having a
What is
special
he gonna
season.
say?
He was clutch
This
for
is
us
like
today.
layup shit.
Those field goals are huge, and he
This
hit
guy
every
played
single
a
one
great
of them.
game.
So
You beat your
I just got to
rival.
know when we pass the
Playoff
50
live
and
are still-
when we're
there's a
down the
post.
red zone to be
And you're
smart to
talking about
continue to give him
fucking
those
kickers,
opportunities
the guy
to put points on the
come
board
on.
for us. And he's
Come
doing a
on.
great job. We're really proud of him and the whole special teams unit. Punt return, kick return. All those guys are doing a great job, and Cairo's doing awesome. But it's the operation too. Pat Scales and Patty O with the snap and the hold, and those guys have been money, and I'm super proud of them.
That's Mitch, a special teams question.
Mike Berman.
Jesus. Mike asked him
Mitch,
the
compare the confidence that you and the offense are feeling right now to earlier in the season, and how does the confidence that you guys have, the vibe that you guys have, impact what you're able to do?
Yeah, confidence is very important. I would say we're definitely.
You already know the answer, though.
I don't want to quite say night
I want
and
him
day,
to
but
throw
our
Nagy
confidence
under the
is
bus.
way up from earlier in the season, where it just seemed like we were a little unsure about what we wanted to do, who we wanted to be. We have more of an identity now. It starts with running the football, and then the play action and movement game that comes off that, and just being efficient on first and second down, and being a balanced offense. So I feel like we have more of an identity now. Guys are buying into it. There's more passion and excitement at practice over the last few weeks. We feel like we keep getting better every single week, and when you keep getting better, and guys get more experience playing together. 11 is 1. I think that's when guys just really gain confidence, and then you're just able to go out there and play free, play loose.
Together, you hear 11 is 1. You don't hear BU.
Last one for Mitch. Pat.
Guess who's not calling plays? Guess who's in the game?
Mitch, what does it say about your
The
team
head
that
coach
you're
doesn't
able
want
to get a
him in the
win
game.
here in a manner that really wasn't the way you guys were trying to win games earlier in the year? Before it was kind of leaning on the defense. Now you got offense and a kicking game that you're confident in. What does it say about the ball club?
I think it says we can win in various amount of ways. And today we scored points, but our defense also came up big at the end. So it's about playing complementary football and doing whatever you have to do to go out there and get a win. And we want to keep getting better.
All you got to do is watch this network.
To keep getting better as a defense.
This has been
and
the
so does the
remedy
special
for
teams.
weeks.
So when all the three units are on the same page and clicking, and we all play our best game, I think that's when we give ourselves a really good chance every single week. So we just got to keep improving, keep staying with this mindset, and having great weeks of practice, and enjoy this one, but get back to work tomorrow.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks, guys.
Here's a guy. Keep
Up
this
next
guy.
after Mitch, we'll have Blau Nichols.
All right, we don't need Bilal yet. You're gassed up over 2 games this season. How many turnovers does Mitch have in 3 years? Listen, you don't go by years in a mathematical equation. You go by what is going on now. You could talk about earlier in the season. This is now. This is year 3 with year 4 for Mitch, but year 3 of Nagy with no identity. He benches. Let's complete the fucking story for what it really is. He benches Mitch Trubisky when they're 2-0. Nick comes in and wins the game, brings them back, right? And he moves on with Nick, who proceeds to lose 6 games in a row or 5 in a row.
Crap the bed.
Exactly. And Matt Nagy's play calling, the pressure. Are you going to? No, we're not going to do that. The very next day, it's announced by him after he was a dick, him being Nagy to the media. Oh, by the way, I'm telling you that I'm not going to be calling plays. I'm paraphrasing now. Let's not get this fucking story twisted here with that comment. We're championing nobody here. We are calling a spade a spade. Today, Mitch Trubisky was the key cog in the wheel of this offense. Obviously, the oil and the engine was David Montgomery, and that everybody else fell into line. And that's the remedy. That's the penicillin for this football team, Thunder Girl. Running the ball, action off, boot off of it in a game of inches. You get false steps, you get those inches. And when you have a quarterback that's mobile, confident, accurate, and his understanding his personnel surrounding him, you see plays that are being made. So we are excited because there's hope, and that's how it should be. We still are going to be critical because the tape never lies. So that's the reality of that situation. Thunder Girl.
Calling plays that benefit the players on the field, the players that you have, not trying to force feed your so-called plays with forcing it. You can't force something if you don't have the players to do it.
It's unbelievable.
Every good head coach knows you call plays with what you have and not call plays because you want to call these plays.
We see you every week in the chat dropping knowledge and passion in your chats. It's awesome that we get to meet people in person. Last week you saw Dre, you saw Ryan Billings, you saw our guy, I always forget my man's name, Hanson from fucking Tennessee with the accent, the bread. You see you guys for the passion that you have, that you bring to the table, but also the knowledge. We don't talk down to anybody. In fact, we'll debate.
We're not even going to make fun of Thunder Girl's purple sound panels repping the Minnesota Vikings over there.
No, this is my office, so I have to have something because my husband and I share an office. So
look at that. What do you guys do?
Is he a Bears fan too?
He's not really a sports guy. He kind of roots for the Bears because he's married to me. So.
So what you're saying is you wear the pants in the relationship, like.
When it comes to sports, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, no one's hating on you. I love the truth. I love your passion. And I'm serious. I point out your passion every week. I feel like I'm seeing you. I'll go through the whole list of people, but specifically, obviously, you guys in the chat that bring the knowledge. Shane and I want to get you in here on these shows so you can join us in talking about it. There's no need to be nervous. Just come in here, keep it 100 like you're doing. I want you to talk to a little bit about today's game. Obviously, we didn't get to see Cole Kmet as much as I was going to hope to see him. Obviously, I think the Vikings were very, very aware of trying to take him away and make others step up. What was your feelings about Kmet? And obviously speak a little bit about Mitch Trubisky today.
I saw Kmet making some great blocking plays. You know, and like we've seen lately, every week it seems Mitch gets more and more confident in what he's doing, and his guys, the offensive line has been playing a lot better. I mean, heck, even Leno was playing good today.
His best game of the year, maybe
I don't think any of the offensive line had any penalties today, so that was awesome. You know, in the Bears Twitter feed, they had a birthday wish is going out to Matt Forte, and they played some highlights, and every highlight you see Bears offensive linemen, and other offensive players making blocks for Matt Forte. That's what we need to see on this Bears team. I mean, we've been seeing it lately. The last couple of weeks, we've been seeing more offensive players making blocks when they need to, instead of like Miller earlier in the year running off the field because he's mad he didn't get the ball.
Exactly.
If I was Nagy, or if I was the wide receiver coach, I'd be in his face, pulling on his helmet, being like, "Look, dude, you need to block. Don't be mad because you didn't get the ball. You don't block, sit down on the bench."
We're seeing a lot of effort in regards to this offensive line. I see some of the comments there. Charles Leno, I said it on the Patreon halftime show. You know, when people do what they're supposed to do, you praise them. That's coaching. There should be no.
You're not out. None of what we do is ever just to hate on somebody when it's not warranted.
That's not
ever.
This network. That's other fake networks that want a narrative. You know that, Thunder Girl.
Yeah.
I get fired up with what I see in regards to the tape and the truth of effort. The truth of effort. TOE. I always say, don't give me toe. I want fingers, just like.
That's what she's.
Yeah,
Whoa.
If I was one of the players on the sidelines and I see another player like Eddie Jackson playing like cool, I'd be in his face like, "Look, dude, I know you're getting paid. I know you're a starter, but dude, what the heck is going on? Why aren't you hitting? Stop this BS, fake hits, trying to like play touch football. This is tackle football. Go for the tackle. Stop going for the strip.
We gotta get that.
You're getting targeted, and look, you're giving up way too many yards.
It's frustrating because that's another part of the story is what Shane said, the Pagano side of things. Here, your offense is finding its identity. It took them 3 years with Mitch for Nagy to figure out you got to run the ball and be dominant in that area. Now, huge moves have been Mustafa going to center with Whitehair. Honestly, again, this is first look at it. Whitehair looked tremendous today.
Yeah, you go
left guard.
Phil, I texted you. I'm sure you saw it. You go back to that first touchdown run by David Montgomery. Just run it back. Focus on Cody Whitehair, and if you love football, you're gonna love what Cody Whitehair does there. I mean, he puts on a clinic. He needs to stay there, Phil. And they can't.
Here's the worst case. It's not center. It's to left tackle if you're going to move on from Leno and free up cap space like that. I know you don't want to move him again, but I'm just saying if I was the head coach or offensive line coach or offensive coordinator, Cody Whitehair is a talented motherfucker. And you watch him, maybe he was banged up. Now that he's there at left guard, you hear Mooney describe it. Sam in there calling play. Mooney's throwing Sam's name in there because Sam is actually doing that. He's taking ownership. That center position, we had Olin Kreutz on.
Playing with aggression.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to be a leader. You got to call out the front. Where's the mic? And let everybody know what they need to do. But that doesn't end the responsibility. You got to do what Thunder Girl said. You have to now maintain your part of the job, and that's be aggressive.
Play to the whistle.
Get off the ball, play to the whistle, get your tech. He hasn't been perfect, but he's been the leader that this team needed on the offensive because you weren't getting it with fucking softest puppy ship speed bump. You weren't getting it with Bobby Massey. Is there a
There are still some plays where Leno flopped like a walrus.
I'm sure. Honestly, Charles, I'm not
gonna hate too much on Charles because he did good today.
Tell me.
The 1 week on Keep It in 100 that we're probably not going to do a bear down is Phil might even be able to give Charles a bear up.
Listen,
who knows?
If Charles, I will break down the tape. It'll come out on Tuesday. Keeping It 100 is going to be live Tuesday night. So the tape never lies. Patron version will come out Wednesday or Thursday of Christmas Day, Christmas week. We got a big week planned. But yeah, we're going to have patrons on, 12 of them, talking football, going.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
I don't know if he's going to be. He's producing the show.
He's coming back.
He's coming back.
He's coming back.
I can see his teeth. Oh,
yeah.
In his head, yes. So Claudio.
Look at him.
Yo, Claudio, man, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Look at that. Thunder Girl giving you some love, Claudio.
Yeah, my brother's actually doing a lot better, too. He's been moved to a rehab hospital, so
nice.
Things are starting to look up.
That's great.
Nice. Yes. All our 100 crew members have been thinking of you, your brother, obviously.
How's your dad doing?
My dad is doing well. He was hoping that the game was going to be on local so he can come on and talk about it, but hopefully maybe we could surprise and get him on for the Christmas show.
Claudio can get him an illegal stream of the game, can he? Oh, great. Now that's going to be copyrighted.
Yeah,
it's probably
we'll get it shut down again. But yeah, it's been a great day. You know, the Bears still have hope. Mitch came out there, did his
Seeing a lot of guys playing with heart. That's what you want to see.
Obviously, playing with heart, playing with passion. We're going to call out the ones that didn't. The tape will come out next week before
Eddie
Christmas.
Jackson.
Yeah, I'm sure Eddie will have some showcases.
Seems to be a consistent theme with number 39, unfortunately. So,
honestly, he used to be my favorite player, but with what he's been doing this season,
he got paid. That's the
that's the game changer. That was the thing with
I've loved Montgomery ever since they drafted him.
That was my number one running back. That's what I told somebody today, Thunder Girl. It's like, yeah, I'm not saying that a lot of people don't like I've been fucking championing this guy since he was coming out of the draft and telling people this is the reason why, not him, that he's not somebody that just goes.
Yeah, now that he has an offensive line that can block for him, you're seeing what he can do.
And
all these national coverages that are talking about how bad Montgomery was. It's not Montgomery. It's the offensive line not blocking.
Exactly. And it's been a troubling sight for us who watch the tape, who give the reality of the truth where it matters most. I'm not telling people, I'm teaching. That's the difference, right, Ryan Cox? Teaching. And that's why I want you guys to become patrons. So if you love this game of football and you want to see it broken down, obviously, you can go to our channel, see it on the YouTube channel. But if you want in-depth defense and player analysis, especially as we move towards the draft, I was teasing some people about Mac Jones and our breakdowns of that prospect at quarterback from Alabama, who I'm very high on, as well as Shane is. We're going to be doing draft analysis like nobody else, especially with a focus as a GM and in an organization drafting for the Chicago Bears. Obviously, we'll give our big boards overall, but a real focus on what the Bears should do and these players. So if you want that kind of analysis, coaching, teaching, firing, Black Monday pop-up shows, video analysis and breakdowns of draft prospects as well as free agency, it's not going to be on our regular channel. You're going to have to become a patron, and you'll be getting all this stuff as well as.
I'd love to see how the Bears could play now that the offensive line are playing like they are. How Montgomery and Tariq Cohen would do if they had, that 1-2 punch with Tariq and.
I don't even know if that's an offensive line issue as much as it is a coaching issue.
Yeah.
Are they going to use them together? That's something we've seen in Chicago for years, even pre-Nagy.
Not with Nagy as the head coach, we're not.
No, that's what I mean. It comes down to that.
Nagy needs to go.
Yeah, Nagy's got to go. Let me answer
Pack
this
your bags
question
and leave.
on the business side.
Get out of Chicago.
Draft analysis we haven't really discussed how much, but if you really want the in-depth analysis, it's going to be on the patron side. $7 a month before December 31st will get you grandfathered in. Sorry about that, Thunder Girl. Just business side. Business side. Maggie, I'm right with you.
Worth the $7.
You're in there. You're one of our patrons.
Number 66.
That was my father's number. His college number, 66. Played at the University of Nebraska, then Texas, San Antonio. Yeah, the Trinity.
Get rid of Phillips. Get rid of
Phillips.
Get rid of Nagy, and let's see what this Bear team can do.
There you go. Well, you brought it today.
Sure did.
Brought it.
I tried.
Listen, do you have anybody you want to shout out and anything else you want to say?
Real quick though, Phil, I think we won today, and we haven't been able to do this, and I think she's the lady to do it. I think she's gonna dance.
Are you gonna give us a dance?
Uh-oh.
Look at this.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
She spiked it and everything.
Even had
she set fire to her husband's side of the office. She's ready to go.
Yep.
He gave us a dance. Oh man, you are now moving up the ranks in my book. Came in here with passion. Every week you bring it. Listen, can't ask for anything better. I always ask for hype. Thunder Girl. You're getting fans
Shout
out
out to
here.
Spencer Strong. Shout out to Claudio. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to your dad. And the rest of the TTNL.
And where are you from, Thunder Girl?
I'm from Freeport, Illinois.
There you go. There
So
you
about
go.
like 2.5 hours from Chicago.
So when we come out there, when COVID's lifted, are you going to be at the TTNL barbecue tailgate?
Depends on if we end up moving or not. We had
Well,
been planning on moving to New Mexico to be closer to my husband's dad.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully you
We had to
don't.
kind of put that on hold because of COVID.
Well, if you do move, you'll have to plan when we plan it all together because we'd love to have you there. And we'll do a live show, bring you on live with us.
Nice.
There you go. Well, thank you so much. Freeport, Illinois. Thunder
Thanks for
Girl.
having me.
Beautiful to see the person behind the passionate chat room rants.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Thunder Girl. Give my best to your husband. What's his name? I'll shout him
Kevin.
out. Kevin.
He's upstairs making dinner, and she's talking football with the boys down in the basement.
No, actually, I think he's on the other side of the wall.
Kevin, thank you for allowing your beautiful wives to come on and talk some Bears with us. Thank you so much, Thunder Girl. She's got some power, some passion.
She sure does. She told me. Yeah, she told me she was going to, and she came through.
Listen, I have no idea who's coming on the show on these BHLs lately. Shane has taken over the guest list. I've gathered every guest for our network. I'm just saying, some of these people in the organization have to surprise me. And get some guests because Draft Dr. Phil is pulling the whole weight, Chris Sandlin. Where are you? Where is some Claudio? Actually, Claudio had Mr. Funk. So it's been me and the Connecticut boys getting all the guests for our network. We got to see if Shane, who else? Lawrence Fleming, the bouncer. The bouncer's going to make his first appearance on the network, right?
He is. Yeah, he's looking. He is ready, and he's looking for a wife. So he's on the prowl.
Listen, you want to come on this network and talk Chicago Bears football, you got to have hype. We're going to move on to our next guest who's on a victory, Shane. Victory winter December day. It's snowing here in Connecticut. The Bears have won. Let's bring this.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Phil and Shane bringing on a fan to talk Bears and what just happened in the Bears game each and every week. You have to have hype.
Phil's always telling me to hype.
You can't be flat. So be ready, be prepared, and bring your passion.
I had hype coming out of my ass.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Hashtag Spencer Strong.
Those are big time fucking throws.
Bears Hour Live, big time throw. Here's our guy, Connor Pertain.
Keeping it 100 on the network with the boys, Phil and Shane. What's up, guys?
Throw that towel away after that season last year. Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the shirt was from that too, but I had to have something Bears on.
Hey, you're bringing it. You got to bring the passion. Talk about what you felt about today as you watched this game. Obviously, Thunder Girl's a hard act to follow, breaking it down. Yeah. What did you think today?
I mean, there's so many things that you got to go through, and I made sure to keep as much notes as I could because there's so much to go over. But it's another case of this team winning in spite of the coaching. Like you said it yourself, you're talking about these shotgun calls on 3rd and 1. You're talking about J.P. Holtz being lined up on the outside. And it's funny, I'm sure you remember this too, but that's not the only time J.P. Holtz was lined up outside. There was 3rd and 1 in the first half. Vikings called timeout. And then J.P. Holtz gets lined up on the outside. And then Nagy decides to call timeout and finally decides, oh, maybe we should run the ball to David Montgomery on 3rd and goal. And look what happens. You score the touchdown.
Exactly.
Get out of your own fucking head, Matt Nagy. David Montgomery is your guy. You've been saying it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and we all know. And listening to Nagy in that presser saying, oh, I think we did a good job today, or, I feel that we were doing stuff really well. And as we've heard him multiple times, I have to watch the tape. We know what you're doing well because we watch the tape and we watch your analysis. So we know exactly what you need to be putting on the table and what you need to be doing in order to deliver. It's simple.
Connor getting fired up, Shane. He's getting amped up. Yeah, I mean, Matt Nagy, to me, has been the biggest issue with this football team and this franchise here. And it's been going on for quite a few years. This year, I finally saw my colleague get amped up. Last week, I think he was at his most fired up I've ever seen at Coach Nagy and the coaching.
Let me expound off of that, Phil. That's my point. And I understand there's a new confidence level, and I totally get it. This is all you have to go in next week, and then it's going to come down to week 17.
Exactly.
Green Bay in Chicago, and number 10 is going to have to play well to prove anything.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to blow sunshine and rainbow. Has he been playing well? Absolutely. But he also should be playing well right
and
now.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Even though they are already in the playoffs, guaranteed they're probably not going to sit many starters because it's that rivalry game. They know
they're going to be playing for the number 1 overall seed.
Exactly.
It might come down to that, and that's where you got to have. Listen, Mitch Trubisky, I've said this before, has played really well in big moments, and we've seen that historically with the guy. The pressure's against him. He hits, Allen Robinson. We line up for the kick, double doink. You know the story. The situation where he's coming in his rookie year, he's put in a predicament and a terrible situation. He makes some plays, helps you win, redirects, brings you the second year to win the NFC North. We haven't won the NFC North in years. He directed that. Then Matt Nagy decided he wanted to Matt Nagy, like Toby Hill said. Nagy's going to Nagy. And the reality is you see it every now and then since the laser thing where Matt Nagy is going to try to gimmick his way into something. You saw it again today. And it drives me up a wall. Like just
shotguns, jet sweeps on 3rd and 1, like
3rd and 4, or
overcomplicated.
Just drop back, isolate on the thing, and they don't do it, and it just drives me insane. And that's why I'm not giving this coach a pass. I'm not going to let, and none of you should either, allow the McCaskies to hide behind, any wins in the COVID or anything like that. Today, they won the football game. They should have destroyed this team. They're a better football.
100%.
We both picked the Bears to beat the Vikings.
Yeah, it was 27-17. I think you were very similar, weren't you?
I think we were at this. I was even. I don't even remember, but I picked them to win, and that's the reality of what.
Nerd alert!
He didn't.
He did not. Our resident nerd, and I don't know. I get so sick and tired of taking, you don't take the path less traveled. You take the straight line.
You take the winning path.
Take that path right up, and you want to find out who you are, your identity. You put somebody's ass down. You accountability, running the ball, and you will see the talent that Ryan Pace has assembled on this roster is better than people thought. And let's not say this history here. I've had many a hater tell me Khalil Mack sucks, Robert Quinn sucks, David Montgomery sucks, Cole Kmet is the 12th best tight end in the draft. Don't know why they drafted him. Over and over, I've seen people say against what Shane or Phil or whoever is saying on this network, and then what happens the next week? They fucking write in a sports mockery story saying what Shane and Phil fucking said. All I'm asking is you guys to step up. You could be in unison. You could have said this shit fucking 8 years ago. Okay, but I'm all I could do is do what we're talking about here. This isn't a 670 The Score call-in show where we're just taking your calls and bitching about shit we don't know. This is taking fans that are passionate about this football team with guys that are passionate and analyze this team the way we do, and we're talking together truthfully. We're holding fucking Akeem motherfucking Hicks accountable. Exactly. Nobody else is doing that. I can assure you that until they listen to our fucking show and decide to do it on their show. That's the reality, okay? So Akeem Hicks, to me today, did not play his best game, showed me a lack of effort, showed me a lack of fucking leadership with the fucking
roughing the passer, completely pointless.
Selfish, shitty. You put your team that needs everything to go right in shitty situations, you're going to end up losing. Unfortunately, we're able to win, but that momentum started to swing on those plays that we don't get the same call. We don't. We got fucked on the interference call. That was horrific.
That was offensive pass interference on Thielen.
Oh my!
Not the other way around.
And he's begging for a call, and he gets it. It's fatal. It's fatal.
Breaking news. The tape never lies. Network breaking news.
What do you
Little
got?
breaking news here, Phil.
Really?
I just got a text message from somebody in the know, and Club Dub was in full effect in Minnesota. Like it or hate it.
Let's get some responses. I'm not going to say what I feel.
Yeah.
But I want to see some people in the chat. Club Dub, yes or no? Claudio. Are you a yes or no, Claudio? Real quick.
What's up? Sorry, I was.
All right, get out of here. You suck. No COVID or not, I put you in the game. You better perform. I'll go to you, Connor. Club Dub, after the win today.
I mean, and it goes back to what you're talking about accountability, and we're going through this philosophy of everybody talking about, oh, should we just tank and lose out so we could get a better pick in the draft? I mean, winning's winning, yes. But at the same time, there's still so many things to be disappointed about, like you were talking about. Defense. This game shouldn't have been that close. And it goes back to the Lions game, going back to that 3rd and 1 play where Mitch throws the interception. Play call absolutely awful. And that was almost the reason that your team lost, just like when you decided, oh, hey, let's pass on 3rd down when we could, run the football, which is the smarter idea. And Mitch takes the strip sack and they end up losing the game. We almost saw history repeat itself. And insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So, I mean, someone's got to be held accountable. And I mean,
well, you know what it all comes down to for me is if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. You better not fall flat next week in Jacksonville, who's lost 13 straight.
Exactly.
That's what it means.
You talk about this philosophy that Nagy has of, okay, we're going 1-0 each week, 1-0 game by game after you just went on a 6-game long skid. Congratulations, you've put together a 2-game win streak now. Good job. You still got 2 more games to go if you have a chance getting into the playoffs. And the way that the Eagles are looking right now, it looks like Week 17 is going to matter even more to the same team that embarrassed you a couple of weeks ago. So, no, don't focus on Club Dub. Focus on the fact that, okay, we need to bear down against Jacksonville, and we need to bear down against the team that basically made us a national embarrassment.
Nice. Claudio, are you ready to give your opinion? Club Dub, yes or no?
All right, I was watching the Eagles trying to score on the Cardinals here.
Again, we got to put them on a timeout. I mean, we're in the middle of a show. Gee, I thought COVID it must have
Claudio, cut it out, my guy.
Cut it out. He's going to be cut it out this week.
Club Dub or not, Claude?
Club Dub or not?
No, listen.
Fucking guys on fire today.
Oh, man.
Seriously, that was deserved there, Claude. I did what Shane did, and it was beautiful. Listen, let me say this. I see a lot of people. Listen, I turn to the temperature of the team if I'm the head coach. This matters to this team that much. Then maybe after we go up to Minnesota, after they beat us, and really use that as a motivation of truth for your team, and if that's their maturity level, I look at my leaders like Khalil Mack and company. I don't look to fucking Eddie Jackson for what he wants. You know what I'm saying? If that's like an Eddie thing and these people that have spoken, then I don't do it. But if Khalil Mack and company that know what's at stake here, to Shane's point, it's the correct one. Let me say this. For those of you who probably be watching this later and you're going to comment and troll in the chat, as a coach, I'm going to say this right fucking now. There's no area of gray. I would never be doing Club Dub until the fucking playoffs invitation was sent to me.
Yeah, if you beat Green Bay and you go to the playoffs, fire that shit up.
Yeah, that would be my fucking mantra motivation. I would squeeze every fucking ounce of talent out of people by using things I knew they like. I was a master manipulator. I know. I'll tell you right now, Claudio can tell. I knew temperature. I knew what bothered people, and if it bothered them, I said it. I made it. I echoed it in their fucking ear until they changed course and grew as men or as boys to men. And that's really what this coach needs to do. So for me in this game, I have to, and I have very little faith in Coach Nagy knowing the temperature of the team. But I think, in all honesty, save that shit for the playoffs. Save that shit for the playoffs.
Exactly.
Then you were fucking 5-1. You've gone totally ass backwards. And now you're here striving, clawing, scratching, fighting for whatever. It comes down to a Hail Mary play. And Eddie Jackson, of all people, I thought he made a bad play, for the record, when he tipped it up. My son was here and I was teaching him. And then when I saw the replay, he actually did a good thing by tipping it up, because Charles Johnson was going to catch that ball. It was coming right there if he didn't tip it. So God willed us a victory there. God willed us a victory.
I agree with that comment, Michael. I agree with that. You got to be good in all phases of the game, and there were issues on the defense, clearly, because it shouldn't have been that close. Like, offense stepped up and did its job, like you were saying earlier, Phil.
Yes.
Charles Leno, who we've been nagging on for weeks and weeks and weeks to do something and to show up, finally shows up. And now we're talking about somebody like Akeem Hicks, who's been showing up, and now he didn't show us what we're used to seeing out of him today. So it needs to be complete in all phases of the game. It's simple.
Well, if you're a shitty network with sunglass wearing fucks, then you don't know this kind of stuff. But if you do, and you react, you stand up for things, you stand in front and take ownership of things, mistakes, your
Like
analysis.
Mitch. He owned up to the interception,
He
even
owned up
though
to the interception. That's
it's not his
cool.
play call, but he still owned up to the fact that, okay, I should have thrown that ball away.
That's why you can't live in what Mitch did 2 years ago. You have to analyze it from the here and now. What I saw today was Mitch Trubisky taking ownership of what transpired and being the leader of this football. I was hoping he'd throw his coach under the bus, but technically he didn't. He kind of towed the line, the company line. But really, the identity of your football team is 32, and I think you've heard that here first and foremost. You could try to say whatever you want, but I don't know.
I was talking to Shane about it.
21-26, Eagles just scored. There you go. So, yeah.
But, yeah, I was talking to Shane about it. Like, I've been a Mitch guy since the beginning. Like, I've been one of the guys who's wanted him to succeed. And obviously, being, where I'm from, I get all these Patriot fans saying, oh, Mitch Trubisky's garbage, Mitch Trubisky's garbage. And I keep trying to say to them, it's not just Mitch's fault. Like, and then they're all like, oh, why are you putting him on a pedestal? Why are you crowning him like he's an MVP or something? I'm like, I'm not. I'm just saying that Mitch isn't the only problem with this football team. Like, when he came in 2017, his number one wide receiver was Eddie Royal. Like, exactly. And you're laughing because, like, what are you supposed to do with that?
Forgot about Eddie Royal.
I'm sorry. The what? I'm just really confused right now.
Exactly. You got guys like Eddie Royal and Dontrell Inman where, who? You got guys like that. You have no weapons. Now, you've got a somewhat confident offensive line. You've got guys like Allen Robinson and David Montgomery. You run the football. You run the bootleg, which, again, Phil has been preaching for weeks. Run the bootleg. Do what Mitch does well. Play to Mitch's strengths, because it's not like he only has weaknesses. He has strengths.
Kendall Wright.
Yeah, Kendall Wright. There's another one. Oh, my God. I almost forgot about
Alex
him, too.
Acevedo.
Oh,
a big
my
play against
God.
the Ravens.
Alex coming in.
Listen, we can go backwards. It's not going to help you go forwards unless you're applying what you see on the football field, talent-wise, to get these players doing what they do best. Like you started off saying when you first came on, this coach has been about himself and what his offensive philosophy is coming over from Kansas City. This is how we're going to do it. This is my thing. This is 2.0. You've heard and saw all this stuff. Today, he ran the Mike Shanahan, Gary Kubiak offensive philosophy. Inside, outside zone, boot off of it, action game off of that. And that's where Mitch is going to be successful. I've said it 100 times about Mitch Trubisky. If he was coached by them, we'd be talking about this shit differently with Mitch. It's always been a coaching issue. I said to Shane, if this guy could learn and let go of his pride, then you're going to see a different Bears team and a different philosophy.
100%.
But Mitch and Matt Nagy will not be together. They just can't. They're going.
They're figuring this out too late.
Exactly. Mitch is doing well without Matt calling the plays. Is that coincidence, Shane?
No, exactly.
Absolutely not.
Exactly. So listen, I see this so many times. Like we've talked about it several times here. This football team will be what it is. The penicillin that ails them is through the run game and getting that offensive line together. Today, you didn't hear me complain once about Charlie Leno, speed bump Charlie. And that's to his credit. And I'll champion him. I'll isolate him on the tape and give him praise. Last week, I praised him on the tape, never lies. Were you shocked, Shane? I had to give him credit. He fired out. He turned his ass and made the hole and gave effort. There's nothing personal that we are going to do on this network when it comes to the Chicago Bears. All we're trying to do is identify the outliers, the things that are going to fumble us or create us a bad situation moving forward. And then really, you're going to look at what you can draft and how you can improve this team. Like I'm asking you now, Connor, before we let you go, right now, number one need of this Chicago Bears team right now. Don't say coach. I'm talking about as far as the personnel. What's your number one need here?
I mean, it's good to not have to say kicker because let's talk about how Cairo Santos has continued to be great. I mean, if Lendo keeps playing,
you're distracting our guests, Claudio or Shane, whoever.
I'm good. I mean, if Leno has finally gotten that kick under his ass, then I might not say left tackle. I mean, I feel like our wide receiving core has been good. You got Mustapher, Bars, and Whitehair holding down the center of the offense now. I mean, obviously Monty is got to be your identity.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say quarterback. Or, it's difficult to find a place where we don't have depth on defense. Like, we talk about these guys like John Jenkins, Barcavius Mingo. Nichols had a hell of a game today. Vildor and Shelley, they actually played all right for the scheme that was coached to them today. By the way, Pagano, maybe scheme a bit better. So, and that actually leads me to a follow-up question for you guys, because I see a lot of people saying, oh my God, we need to keep Mitch now. Do you guys even see any sort of way that that's going to logically happen?
Well, you didn't answer my question.
Well, he's
got to review the tape. He's got to review the tape.
I
Give me
think
one
I
position. You feel more confident with Mitch, I could see. My answer to you, I can't see Mitch and Matt Nagy coexisting. I can't see that because Matt Nagy, I've discovered, based on this season, last year we could say, well, he tried and this. They went out, traded for Nick Foles, and Matt Nagy leapt at the chance to bench Mitch to put Nick in, and you know the story. So I felt like Mitch was at his best I've ever seen him at the presser calling out Matt Nagy and him including actual thoughts to me that I want to do, that I am the franchise quarterback. Shane and I have said this for years, saying you need to do what he does. I saw Cornelius Squall saying that. That's exactly right. That's all I ask you to remember the truth. Reality is get under center, do the things that this kid does well, and he's going to grow and be a better football. He's more talented. All of the fundamental shit, flaws in throwing and all those things you could fix, but you can't fix stupidity. And that's where the head coach was failing.
Yeah, and what it comes down to, Phil, is you can't forget Mitch is a free agent.
Exactly.
Right.
And if Nagy's here, Mitch gets to choose if he wants to work with Matt Nagy.
Right.
And I agree with Phil there. I just don't see it happening, and you can't go out and there's no way in hell you're fucking tagging Mitch Trubisky
to actually answer your question though, because I got sidetracked with the Mitch thing real quick. I would still say offensive line help, maybe on the tackles on the outside. So
maybe, maybe
more.
Get rid of that. Maybe, definitely on the
Or
tackles.
honestly, the way Eddie Jackson's been playing, I would say safety help.
Yeah, and you're not. I mean, he's not going anywhere with that. With that contract.
I hear you, and you bring in the passion and truth here for us, and that's what we want. You have anybody you want to shout out real quick?
I'll shout out the great state of the 401 because I know we talked, Phil. Living in the same state as Dado, so I'll shout out him. Hope he's feeling better. Shout out to Claudio. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the patrons. Number 249 here.
249.
Nice.
From Rhode Island, if you are wondering where the 401 is from. Rhode Island. You're up in Providence, right?
East Providence, yeah.
Providence.
East Providence, yeah.
Look at you.
Have to get some Iggy's Doughboys sometime.
They still have the mall up there in Providence. It's got the carpet.
Yeah.
It's got the carpet in it.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Malls are closing all over the place.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
We got a mall like 6 minutes. My daughter's working at the mall, and they're about to close it. It's crazy. Amazon and COVID combined has been a crazy time, but you have been not crazy. You've been bringing it. You brought the passion. You had a tough guest to follow, tough act to follow, and Thunder Girl, but you brought it. Thank you for asking about my dad and everything.
Appreciate you. There's a little Cabbage Patch dance there.
Look, he's giving you a dance, Shane. Look at that.
Yeah, I think we could have done without that, I think.
You guys always asking people to dance, and I do it without you even needing me to ask, and that's what I can do.
Nothing but love for you. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. It's nice, like I said, to put a name to the chat and the face to the chat text. So thank you for coming on, Connor. You are what number? 294?
249.
249. I had it backwards. 249.
He's a little Jason Campbell, Ty Hallett combo.
Ty Hallett. 24. He could be Buster Skrine and Jim McMahon. Come on.
Hey, there you go. That's better. Or what? Paul Edinger, Brad Maynard, and Jim McMahon. There you go.
There you go. For you. There you go.
Should have went all special teamers right there and put in Robbie Gold, but it's all good.
True.
Thank you for coming on, joining us on Bears Hour Live, man. What another good guest, Shane.
Yeah,
we're done with guests today, or do we have one more?
Yeah,
there he is. Claudio.
Eddie's on mute. He did it.
He's on mute.
You gotta
there
tell me
he is.
I was in the living room before with my wife and kids. That's why I wasn't paying attention to much going on really. So
we're not.
We're finally. It's the first day that my wife is kind of feeling better. So we're kind of.
We love hearing that.
Yeah,
that's big news. Everyone's been asking about you. I've gotten so many DMs, messages, and everything like that about you.
I appreciate it.
Now you're here. You could thank everybody.
Thank you, everybody, obviously. I mean, I'm feeling better, and I've been feeling better for a few days, but like I said, my wife started getting sick, and she actually had it worse than me, so I had to kind of just, hang low. And
so you want to make your big announcement to the crew that you're gonna are you gonna be available for the Christmas show Tuesday night?
Wednesday?
Tuesday.
We're doing Tuesday. Yeah, of course. I'm available now. Yeah, definitely.
Big plays are nice. They're good. We need more of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're
gotta get more of those, Claudia.
Yeah, Tuesday night Christmas show sounds good.
Tuesday night this week, the Christmas show. Patrons,
Bring a
12
drink.
patron saints, bring your drink. We're gonna get a drink on. I'm gonna have Di Serono, or I'm gonna have Shane's Christmas drink. that he
Oh,
sent
you got
the
to do
recipe
no,
over.
do
I'm gonna
that.
try
do
to. I gotta find this. What is it?
I can put the. You want me to post it for everybody?
Sure. Why not give everybody?
Sandlin tried it today, and he's
Did he?
raving about it.
He
Yeah.
just kissing your ass.
Hopefully-
Is it really?
Hopefully
hype?
I can taste. That's the only thing. I still can't taste. I lost my taste and smell. I still have not gotten it
So
back.
talk about COVID though, real quick, while we got you.
Well,
it is real.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
Everything that you dealt with. Holy cow!
Yeah, I dealt with not as bad as obviously a lot of people, but I had the scariest thing was I started getting chest pains and had shortness of breath for a little bit, so I went to the hospital to get checked, and everything was good, but the doctor pretty much was like, we can't tell you why you're having that. We don't know. So that's what's so scary about this thing. It affects people differently, and things it does to people, doctors don't even know why it's happening. So that's a little scary, But
Smoke weed every day.
It's the only cure.
That was definitely not the cure. I'll tell you that. That's definitely not the cure. But and another thing is people. Obviously, everybody gives props to the healthcare workers and everybody. But I saw it firsthand. Even though I was only in the emergency room for a little bit, it is so tough on them because I was kind of isolated in a room with, and in other rooms there were other people with COVID. And they don't want to come in. They want to call you they call you on the phone actually to talk to you about stuff, and because it's just they're just see so much of it, and they just they're just doing such a great job. I went to Mid-State Medical Center in Meriden, and it was they did a great job, but it was bad, man. It's not fun. It's not so everybody just. And I took it seriously, man, guys. When I cut, everybody wears a mask. I wear a mask. I'm very safe. And I still got it somehow. And so, as much as people out there take it seriously, take it even more seriously than you think you do. That would be my advice.
Well, good advice. Stop while you're ahead.
Yeah.
And understand that this is a big issue going on in this country. Obviously, I just wanted to give people an update because you've been asking for weeks about Claudio. He is back. He'll be on the Christmas show, keeping it 100. Shy City Sports sponsoring Tuesday night, 12 patrons. We're going to skip the dumbest tweets this week, although there are a few we might have to talk about.
Real quick, Phil, before we forget, everybody can, if you want to make this drink for the show,
there's the ingredients.
Yeah.
So 6 ounces of apple cider, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 ounce Pinnacle salted caramel.
And it doesn't have to be that. Like I have one that it's a Cinnabon.
Where do you get the caramel salted vodka?
That would be probably best to go right to a liquor store, Phil.
Is it like a special brand or that's?
Nah, I mean any flavored vodka that you think would combine with apple cider will work. I mean, it's.
Well, I want the caramel. That sounds.
I know it's actually. Like you can't even barely even get it here. It's selling out so fast because
really,
oh my God, there's thousands and thousands of people watching this show, and when we announce it so often, they put that up there.
So
but yeah, you want to get that real quick. It is fantastic, and I'm going to be sipping on them on Tuesday night.
Shane will be drinking that. My backup, if I can't get the Pinnacle salted caramel vodka, will be my favorite Di Serono on the rocks. I think my wife is going to join the show as well.
Yeah.
She's going to be sitting with me.
See, Sandlin can vouch for me. He went to 17 stores.
He knows the exact.
He texted me and he's like, I found one and it's 45 minutes one way. And I'm like, oh, damn. So
he must have really wanted
I know
that
Cherie sent me a couple of pictures. Yep, that she's locked and loaded, ready to go.
Found it. Look.
Yeah.
But not salted. So if I find the caramel, Cherie, I'm going to do it too. Caramel vodka. Actually, this Jamaican dude, friends with my wife, made this salted caramel sauce that goes on top of like
the cup. Yeah.
Oh my God. And I tried that, and I was like, holy cow. And I try not to do sugar, but Steph has made Christmas cookies.
Gotta have a little bit of fun, man.
Oh, I gotta get on the treadmill this week
But no, it'll be fun. I'm off. Tuesday is my last day, so we have no commitments. I mean,
we'll
we're not
be live. I'll debut the Ted Phillips Christmas song this week. So this is Christmas coming up. We'll play a bunch of the Christmas parodies. We're gonna put those up on the Patreon side. All of our Christmas parodies. Hopefully, I get the other Christmas song done. But yeah, today, big game here. Chicago Bears still have a heartbeat. They have a pulse. This team, led by Mitch Trubisky and the offensive line, the things that we've really discussed for several years here, really played themselves out there. And I appreciate the love and people saying this is exactly what we've been talking about. You guys at this network, Bill, you've been saying it. You gotta look at it from the whole big picture, from the kicker. Did O'Donnell even punt today, Shane? No, I don't think he had one punt today. So this team really went out of their way today to run the football. And David Montgomery really showing the nation and everybody the true talent that he is. Give him a little crease, and he's running over people and attacking that football. And that's really, really the story of this game. The defense stepped up in the biggest moments to make a play. You had to make it. I was hoping they would fucking score there after they stopped them. They had to kick the field goal. And really, shout out to Cairo Santos. That pressure kick there after the Bears stopped them.
48 yards.
48 yards sets the tone, because how many times have you seen the Bears stop somebody? They're only up 3.
Yeah.
They miss the field goal, or they can't score to put the game out or run the clock out. And now the opponent comes down, they tie it up, and you lose in overtime. None of that happened today. The Chicago Bears went up to Minnesota, and they took care of business. Say whatever it is you want. We're not hyping nothing. I saw what I saw today, and that's really have we seen this offense score back-to-back 30 points? When's the last time that happened?
O'Donnell did punt. We had a 3-and-out to start the game. One punt, 44 yards.
Thank you.
Other than
Shannon Manley, I owe you one. He's right. The first possession, we did punt. So we had one punt today.
Yeah, one punt, 44 yards.
Actually, Cap saw my song, seeing that person, Jose. I think he's going to play it on ESPN, the Fire Coach Nagy Christmas. We could play it. Do you want to play it out? We'll play it out.
Yeah.
Shane, do you have anything else you want to add today?
No, man. It's got a big week coming up for this network. Big week coming up just for everybody in general. And enjoy it. The weeks are better when the Bears win, and they're showing a little bit of life. They're not exactly where we want them to be yet, but actually got to root for Philly here to have a comeback and make some noise versus Arizona. But hope everybody enjoys their week. Like I said, we're going to have a little bit of fun on Tuesday night. Probably won't be a whole bunch of football, but it's going to be a lot of laughs. And Christmas is all about friends and family, and that's exactly what we're going to show you guys on Tuesday. So it should be a bunch of fun.
Yeah, right at the bottom of the screen, you got to December 31st. It's coming up fast. Christmas is coming. My son is reminding me that it's only a few days away, Daddy. Santa Claus is coming. Hopefully, we get some more answers. Today was a great showcase of a team finding their identity, doing the things that you want them to do. Everyone here, this guy, Logan Frost, is up in the Philippines representing. I appreciate that. You guys have been tremendous. Remember, if you're a patron, this Tuesday night, keeping it 100, you're going to be coming on the show. Make sure you have earbuds and a smart device or computer. We'll send you the link. We don't have a schedule. We only know one person that's going first on the show. That's all we know, right? And then we're going to go from there. So we're going to have a lot of fun that Tuesday night. Just be prepared for it. And today, Chicago Bears victorious I really was impressed with this football team today. Say what you want. Head coach giving up the play calls helps the impetus, but I really felt like he reared his head. So we'll end the show with this Tape Never Lies Network parody song. And you guys have a great week. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Hi, boys and girls. It's your boy, Draft Dr. Phil, bringing you a funky dope Christmas track. Have a fire, Coach Nagy. Christmas will be the best day of the year. Bears fans know that he must go. No identity makes it clear. In year 3, have a fire, Coach Nagy. Christmas, tired of the lies at Hallis Hall. George needs to do the right thing too. Have some balls and fire them all. Oh no, the BU show, center stage where all can see. Nagy talks down to you, another blowout on national TV. Have a fire, Coach Nagy. Christmas, Bear fans need some cheer. No more swaggy, have a fire, Coach Nagy. Christmas this year. Have a fire, Coach Nagy. Christmas will be the best day of the year. Bears fans know that he must go. No identity makes it clear. Have a fire, Coach Nagy. Christmas, tired of the lies at Hallis Hall. George needs to do the right thing too. Have some balls and fire them all. Oh no, the BU show, center stage where all can see. Nagy talks down to you, another blowout on national TV. Have a fire, Coach Nagy. Christmas will be the best day of the year. Oh, by golly, have a fire, Coach Nagy. Christmas this year.
Thank you for watching Bears Hour Live, the best post-Bears game show on the planet, on the Tape Never Lies Network.